My name is Paige, and I'm a 24-year-old office worker. I'm currently living with my parents in my hometown. My grandparents also live with us, but they're on a trip around the world right now. Last week, they were in Peru to see Machu Picchu, and I think they're going to Easter Island to see the Moai statues from tomorrow. They've been on their trip for over a year now, which goes to show how energetic they are and how they're still close with each other. They've been married for over 50 years now, but they still love each other passionately. Isn't that romantic? My parents are close with each other as well, but they're both, how should I say this? They're both very unique people. They were both very outgoing and extroverted when they were young. That's why they have a lot of friends around here, and I've personally met many of them before as well. Oh, and right now they're both hard at work preparing for our town's annual summer festival event that's coming up in a month. My grandparents were the primary organizers of the event until last year, but they decided to retire and hand the position over to their son and daughter-in-law. Every night they came home exhausted and defeated.
Hey, honey, did you contact your friend about the thing we talked about yesterday? Remember how we decided that we were going to need his help if we're going to do that with this?
Huh? Wait, I thought you were going to get in touch with him.
What? No, we decided that it would be better if you did it.
You're kidding me, right? Oh my god, I should go over to his store and talk to him about it then. What exactly should I tell him though?
Oh, I thought we already talked about this, honey. Tell him that we need his help for this project, and that we're planning on doing this with that, all right?
Alright, got it. I'll make sure to relay the message to him.
It's the middle of the night already. Can they please keep their voices down? Wait a minute. I have a feeling that she's going to ask me to help them.
Paige, you're also going to have to help us out the day of the event. We don't have enough volunteers right now, and it's all hands on deck.
What? Oh, you're kidding me, right? But the festival is on a Sunday, right? That's supposed to be my day off, is what I would normally say, but I'm actually very excited for this event. And so my family and I worked together to prepare for the big day. And about a week later, I participated in a meeting hosted by the festival planning committee with my parents.
Hey, Paige! Long time no see. Look at you! You're an adult now.
This is Mr. Nomura. He owns a snack store in the shopping district of our city, and I always used to visit his store and get free samples from him. He, along with some other store owners, is one of the core members of this planning committee. They're all working hard every day to make sure that this event is going to be a success. After all, this festival has been a tradition in this town for more than 30 years now. The members of the planning committee have the responsibility to protect the tradition and pass it on to the future generation. But that's when Mr. Nomura shared some concerning news with us today.
I have some news I need to share with you guys today. There's been a couple of juvenile delinquents who have been going around the town, trashing events hosted by the people in the community. They carp about things that don't matter and force event organizers to pay a ransom to them. If you ever come across these two during the festival, please let me know. We're not going to let a bunch of idiots ruin the fun.
My mother was furious when she heard about these two from Mr. Nomura.
I can't believe someone would try to extort money out of poor innocent people who are just trying to hold a fun event for the people in the community. If I see someone like that at our event, I am going to beat them up and make sure they learn their lessons.
Whoa, she sounded pretty serious there. I hope she doesn't end up hurting anyone at the event, but I agree with her on one thing. I'm not going to let these juvenile delinquents ruin our event, and I'm sure that everyone else on the committee feels the same way as me. We've all been working so hard for this event, and we're not going to see our efforts wasted by a bunch of dumb teenagers. And on the day of the event, man, there are so many people here today. I guess you can say that the event is a success so far. I spent most of the day helping lost kids find their parents and picking up garbage from the ground. But that's when one of the members on the planning committee came running over to me. She had a pale look on her face, and before I could ask her what happened, she said this to me.
But Paige, we need your help.
Huh? My help with what?
There's two guys that are causing a scene over there, and we need someone to calm them down.
Wait, are these the juvenile delinquents that Mr. Nomura was talking about? All right, Mrs. Takeda, take me to where they are. I'll handle the situation for you guys. I followed Mrs. Takeda and headed straight to where the two men were. Huh? Why are there so many people here? Excuse me, sorry. Please let me through. After getting through the huge crowd of people that had gathered around the scene, I finally reached an opening in which 2 men were standing. Wait a minute. Is that yakisoba? That's supposed to be one of the meals we're selling today, right? Why is it all on the ground?
All right, keep the yakisoba coming, Takashi. Feel free to throw all of them onto the ground. Yes, sir. I still can't believe you guys would serve us something like this. We're doing all of the other customers a favor by throwing it all onto the ground, you know?
And so with that, this guy called Takashi started slamming the rest of the yakisoba that was in the food stand onto the ground. The poor lady that was working the stand seemed terrified. I noticed that her hands and feet were trembling from fear. I didn't really understand what was going on, but I could tell that these two were causing a scene in front of all the other guests. And so I said this to them in an attempt to make them stop. What the hell are you two doing? Stop this right now! Put the yakisoba down! That's when the two of them stared right at me and came charging towards me.
What the hell did you just say to us? You think you can tell us what to do? Yeah, who do you think you are? Someone needs to put you back in your place, you bitch!
Whoa! These two are massive. They're so intimidating. They're probably both around 6 feet, and their faces are terrifying as well. I'm a bit scared of them, to be honest with you, but someone's got to stand up for themselves before these two get out of control. After all, we can't just let these two ruin all of the fun we're having. It doesn't matter who I am. It also doesn't matter who you guys are either. You need to stop slamming all of the food onto the ground. I am not going to let you waste any more of the food that we cooked for our guests. All right, there. Hopefully that'll make them stop, but...
What did you just say to me? You have some nerve telling us what we can and can't do. You bastard! You think you're better than us? Is that it? Besides, you guys are in our territory right now. You know that, right? We're with the Panikoi clan, and you need to pay us for hosting an event in our territory. That's right. Now come on, give us everything you have.
Then they grabbed my arms and reached into my pocket to see if I had any money on me. I was so scared that I couldn't find the courage to say anything back to them. Someone help! Don't let them hurt me, please! But that's when this person came to the rescue.
Ugh, you two should be embarrassed of yourselves right now. Why don't you pick on someone your size, huh?
When I turned back, I saw my mother standing there with her arms crossed.
Huh? And who are you supposed to be?
As soon as the two men let go of my arms, I ran over to where my mother was and cried, Mom! Tears started flowing down my eyes.
There, you're always so reckless, aren't you? But don't worry, I'm here now. Let me handle things from here.
These two are done for. Now that my mom's here, they're gonna regret causing a mess at our event.
So, what the hell were you two doing here, huh? Did you guys lay your hands on my adorable little daughter? If you did, I'm going to kill you both!
Oh man, sounds like my mom's really pissed off. There's no way these two guys are gonna be able to handle her now.
What the hell? Is this tiny ugly bitch supposed to be your daughter? Man, you're one ugly family, aren't you? But anyway, just give us the money. Yeah, you better pay us now, or we're gonna kill you both!
The two started knocking their fists together to intimidate us, but that's when my father arrived at the scene.
Oh man, you two really caused a mess here, didn't you?
And after saying that, he grabbed one of the men by the arm and threw him onto the ground. He walked over to where the other guy was and did the same thing to him as well. My father used to do judo when he was younger, and he's very, very strong.
What the hell is wrong with you? You think you can throw us to the ground like that? Oh, you're gonna regret this!
There's no way you're gonna be able to beat my father, you idiot!
You do know who we are, right? We're with the Panikoi clan, and once we tell our boss about what you guys did to us, he's gonna beat you all up!
Is that true? If they're actually a part of a Yakuza organization, I think we shouldn't really mess with them, but... I looked over to my mother to see her reaction to all this, but I was surprised when I saw her grinning.
Well, I don't think he would do something like that to us. You know what? Why don't we just ask him right now?
Huh?
My mother took her phone out of her pocket and made a phone call to someone.
Hey, is this Ken? Yeah, it's me again. I'm doing good. So there's these two kids that are causing a mess at the event I'm working at, and...
I looked over to the two men and noticed that their faces had turned pale.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. But anyway, I'll talk to you later. Yeah, thanks.
Wait, you didn't actually call our boss, right? That wasn't Mr. Kenichi on the phone, right? You know, the boss of the Panikoi clan?
That's exactly who I was talking to. He and I are good friends, and you know what he just told me?
That's when my father, who was standing next to my mother and smiling, chimed in.
You guys made enemies with the wrong person. My wife over here took care of Kenichi when he was little. She's basically like a mother to him. She's one of the only people in this world that he actually respects.
Oh, I guess you could say that about me. Man, he was such a pain in the ass when he was young, though.
And I don't think you know what the Panikoi clan is actually like. Everyone in that clan has a kind heart, and they all care about the community that they're in.
These two are done for. But man, I didn't know that my mother was friends with the leader of the Panikor clan. There's still so many things I don't know about her.
Wait, that can't be true. Well, you know how we said earlier that we wanted your money, right? Well, we were just joking and... Yeah, and we're not actually a part of the Panikoi clan either. We're just two juvenile delinquents who want attention.
Did these two really think that they're just gonna be able to get away with what they just did?
But anyway, we're gonna go now. See ya!
Oh, not so fast. The other members of the planning community quickly grabbed the two by their arms and made sure that they couldn't get away. But that's when a man, wearing an expensive-looking suit, came over to us and said this to my mother.
I'm so sorry about all of this, ma'am.
Oh, hey Ken, thanks for coming over.
Well, I had to. You told me earlier that these two idiots were causing trouble for you guys, so...
There were a bunch of men dressed in suits standing behind him. Oh, so this is the Kenichi that my parents were talking about earlier. Huh.
Alright, time to deal with these two. Hey, is it true that you told these people that you were a part of the Panikoi clan?
Kenichi walked over to where the two men were and stared at them in the eyes.
I'm so sorry, sir. Please forgive us. We'll never do it again. So please.
But Kenichi wasn't willing to listen to them. He ordered his men to tie them up and they took them away somewhere. Well, I don't know what's going to happen to them, but I hope they regret picking on my family now.
All right, time to get back to the fun. And Ken, you should stay and grab some of the food we're serving. You're hungry, right?
Well, I am. Thank you so much for your kind offer, ma'am.
Hey, Paige, could you go behind that food cart and start cooking some yakisoba for our guests?
Of course, Mom. And so, thanks to Kenichi and my parents, we were able to protect the event and continue on with the fun. Apparently, my mother used to be a juvenile delinquent herself, and that's why she has these connections. That's around when she met Kenichi, and she took him under her wing when he was struggling to make ends meet as a kid. Now that I think about it, I feel like my parents often had young men over to our house for dinner. I guess they were all friends my mom made along the way when she was a delinquent. And because my mother taught Kenichi to always be kind and compassionate, his Yakuza group, the Panikor clan, worked every day to keep the peace in our city. Most of what they do is volunteer to clean the streets of our city and take care of the elderly at local retirement homes. I get that they're amazing people, but I still think they should change the name of their organization. Panikor Clan? Like, come on. That sounds a bit ridiculous, doesn't it? Oh, and the two delinquents that caused a scene at the festival were taken to the cops by Kenichi, and they're serving time in jail now. Apparently, this wasn't the first time they've done something like this. The police had been looking for them for a while now, and now that they've finally captured them, I don't think they're going to let them out anytime soon. Meanwhile, now that the festival is finally over, our family's lives are finally back to normal.
Oh, I can't believe your parents have been doing this for the last 20 years. This is an unbelievable amount of work.
Yeah, that was really stressful. I never want to organize that event again. We definitely need to get my parents back on the organizing team.
Wait, haven't you guys heard? They're both in Spain right now, but they fell in love with flamenco dancing and they're trying to become pro flamenco dancers now. I don't think they're going to come back for another year or so.
What?
You've got to be kidding me!
Thank you for watching! What kind of crazy people will we get to see next? Stay tuned for